In Oscar Wiggles' first year as owner of the St. Louis Rams, he has taken the team to places they would not have imagined of going to. The Rams have fought through a tough season with ups such as Jacquizz Rodgers' 300-yard game and downs such as losing two solid quarterbacks in one game. But along with the help of Jeff Fisher, Oscar was able to earn his team a #1 seed in the playoffs. The Rams then dominated their way through the playoffs, beating the Giants by 62 and the Saints by 63 to enter the Super Bowl. Now the Rams' entire season is on the line. Everything they have worked for has led up to this point. It is time to see if the Rams can win the Super Bowl. Hello everyone and welcome to part 11 of my Rams Connected franchise here on Clan92 TV, and this is the episode all of you guys have been waiting for. This is the Super Bowl week in this franchise, and I can guarantee you guys right off the bat that this Super Bowl will definitely be better than the one that happened on this past Sunday. You can see right now I'm looking at all the players that will be available in the upcoming draft in the next episode, because regardless if we win or lose this time, the next episode will definitely be an off-season one. So I'm looking at all the rookies that will be available in the draft. I am specifically looking at safeties and quarterbacks, and the reason for that is I feel like we have decent safeties on our team, but we could definitely get a better quarterback than Case Keenum in the draft. I think he's a good short-time quarterback, but in the future I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. So in the Super Bowl we will be facing the Baltimore Ravens. After making the Super Bowl in the past year, they somehow managed to get back into the game, which really surprised me considering in real life I think they had around a 8-8 record after losing both Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. And as the intro goes on, I want to talk to you guys about the real Super Bowl that happened just this past Sunday. My first thoughts regarding this year's Super Bowl is that it was such a disappointment. You had the #1 offense going up against the #1 defense. It was projected to be a 3-point win by the Broncos, and you get a game like that where it was a complete blowout from the very first quarter. Many people said that the Broncos were just flat out outplayed in that game and that the Seahawks deserved to win. And although I do think that the Seahawks were the better team, I do not think the game should have went the way that it did. I do feel like that the Broncos and Seahawks were more evenly matched than it was shown on the field. So that brings up the question, why was the game such a blowout in the first place? Because in order for the game to be a blowout, either the Broncos had to do something completely wrong or the Seahawks had to do something completely revolutionary in that game. In my opinion, I feel like the Broncos blew that game from the very start. Let's look back at it. On the very first play of the entire game on the kickoff to the Broncos, Trenton Holiday brings back the kickoff and gets it to the 13-yard line. Now, I understand if you're excited for the game and you want to do what Devin Hester did against the Colts a couple years ago and bring back the kickoff for a touchdown. That I get. But Trenton Holiday has been preparing for that kickoff for 2 weeks now. He should have known that if the ball goes in the back of the end zone, he better stay in the back of the end zone and not take it out. Just taking the ball to the 13-yard line and not getting any good yards was a huge motivator for the Seahawks, and you could see it from that very first play in the game. That takes us to the second big mistake the Broncos made, the second play of the game. Now, much like Trenton Holiday, Peyton Manning and his offensive line and the whole offense has had 2 weeks to prepare for the plays that they're going to run up against the Seattle team. They've had 2 weeks to look back at tape and know the Seattle defense. Now, if the first play of the game was a sack or something like that, I could understand that mess up because offensive linemen are going to get beat by the defensive linemen and bad things are going to happen to the team. Players are going to make mistakes and things like that. I understand that and acknowledge it, right? But on that first play of the game, you at least need to get the ball to the quarterback. Messing up that snap and giving 2 points to the Seahawks not only put your team behind, but it at the same time motivated the Seahawks. It showed that the Broncos offense had weaknesses in it. And you can see at the very beginning of our game, Joe Flacco is actually hurt. That is something I did not expect. I knew he would be injured up until the game. I didn't know if he was going to be playing in it though. So Tyrod Taylor, their backup quarterback, is starting for the first time for the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl. So before we get into the commentary of this game, I'm gonna finish up my spiel on the real Super Bowl. Now, the final reason why I think the Broncos lost that game is because I felt like they were completely outcoached by the Seahawks. You could tell from the very beginning of the game that the Seahawks knew that the Broncos wanted to win the game throwing short passes like they had done the entire season. The second John Fox saw the way the Seahawks were playing the Broncos receivers, he should have changed the routes that the receivers were running in the first place. Instead, he stuck with his original playbook. This caused the Seahawks to take the lead and end up winning the game. So those are my final thoughts on the Super Bowl. I do have to give it up to the Seahawks because they did play a great game even though the Broncos played so poorly. They did outplay them in the end and they deserved to win the Super Bowl, being the way that both teams played. So right now the Baltimore Ravens have the ball on 3rd and inches at our goal line. Tyrod Taylor gets sacked when trying to scramble out to the right side, so the Ravens will be able to kick a field goal right now, giving them a 3-0 lead, and Tyrod Taylor is proving to be a bigger threat than we expected him to. And after playing this game, I kind of wish Joe Flacco was starting instead of Tyrod Taylor, because the Ravens already have a great running game with Ray Rice, and Tyrod Taylor is a decent passer, and so is Joe Flacco, but Tyrod Taylor can actually run with the ball, which is something that Joe Flacco has never really been that talented at. And you can see Chris Gibbons bringing back that kick all the way to the 36-yard line. Case Keenum is now entering the field as the Rams' starting quarterback, and it is just a really weird thought considering that we picked him up in free agency and that he used to be our third-string quarterback, and now he is starting in the Super Bowl. It is pretty unrealistic, but it's a good story nonetheless. If you guys remember from the very first episode of this series where I traded away Sam Bradford, you will remember that I did get some pretty tough criticism for it, but if you see the following episode after this one, which should be posted in a couple weeks, I'm not really sure, but in the offseason episode, trading away Sam Bradford ended up being a really good decision. That is because before this season, the Rams re-signed Sam Bradford to a big contract, so if we had kept Sam Bradford on the team, you guys would not be getting an as interesting off-season video after this one, so at least there are some pros of getting rid of him in the first place. So after scoring a touchdown with the screen pass to Jacquizz Rodgers, the Baltimore Ravens have the ball down by 4 points. Tyrod Taylor is back, and he's going to try to throw it to the right side to a wide open Jacoby Jones, and Jacoby Jones was the one receiver this game that really seemed to hurt us. The Ravens now have the ball on our 46-yard line. Taylor is back, and he's trying to get something going in this drive, and he's going to run with the ball. Like I said, that is something that Joe Flacco would not be doing if he were in this game. One thing you guys may notice is that we are playing in the snow this game, which did not make as big of a difference as I thought it would be, as Tyrod Taylor gets sacked right there. I thought we would be forced to run the ball heavily this game, but neither team's rush offense seemed to really be able to do anything, and Tyrod Taylor gets sacked again right there by Chris Long. So those sacks will force the Ravens to punt us the ball. We now have the ball on the 19-yard line. Case Keenum is back, and he's rolling out to the right side, and he makes a risky throw right there. It was almost picked off, but luckily for us, they did not get the ball. The Ravens now have the ball on the 43-yard line with 20 seconds left. Taylor is finding his tight end Dixon on the right side, who gets the ball to the 26-yard line, and that will end the first quarter of the Super Bowl. Starting off the second quarter, Tyrod Taylor is back, doing his short pass to his other tight end, Dennis Pitta, who in the Super Bowl last year proved to be a pretty important player for that Ravens team. I think he had around 1 or 2 touchdowns, and great blocking by the Ravens as they get Ray Rice a wide open hole into the end zone. The Ravens will now take a 10-7 lead, and you can see both Tyrod Taylor and Ray Rice are getting excited. You guys can probably notice that the Ravens are probably the most equally matched team we have seen in the playoffs up to this point. The Ravens are proving to be more of a challenge than I expected them to, but Chris Gibbons does not want to lose this game. He's doing amazing things on special teams for us. This time he's bringing back the kick to the 44-yard line. Now at midfield, the Rams are going to be running a quick slants play, but we do not get the ball to a wide open Jacquizz Rodgers on the left side, and not only that, Case Keenum gets hit down hard that play, and he is injured. This brought up a tough decision for me. It created 2 choices for me. I could have either kept Keenum out on the field and risk him getting hit and hurt again, missing the rest of the game, or I could take him out but risk having the Baltimore Ravens increase their lead because we would have no offensive passing game whatsoever. So right now on 3rd and 13, Tyrod Taylor is throwing it to the right side, and it is almost intercepted by Steeples. That would have been a key play for the Rams defense. He could not intercept the ball, so the Ravens will take a 13-7 lead. And now it is decision time for Jeff Fisher. Will he play Case Keenum or Kellen Clemens? I decide to play Case Keenum, take the risk of him getting hurt. At least we could get some offense going in this game, and he's already starting off good, getting a 20-yard pass to Tavon Austin. And you guys may notice that I'm not showing as many running plays as I normally do, and the reason for that is for the first time all year, Jacquizz Rodgers was shut down this game. By the end of the game, I think he barely hit 100 yards. That number may be good for an average running back, but by Rodgers standards, it is not good enough, especially considering that he hit 300 yards just 2 games ago. So right now on a play action pass, Case Keenum is finding Jared Cook, who gets down at the 1-yard line. Now on 2nd and goal, we're going to run it with Jacquizz Rodgers up the middle. He gets into the end zone, so the score will now be 14-13, and the Rams are back into this game. After having that costly injury earlier, we chose to keep Case Keenum in, and it ended up paying off with that touchdown. Now on 1st and 10, Tyrod Taylor's doing the play action. He's thrown it to the right side, and it is intercepted by Cortland Finnegan. A great athletic play by him, and he gets down at the 37-yard line. The tables have turned in the Super Bowl, and the motivation is on our side. We have the chance to take an 8-point lead here, and Case Keenum gets a good pass to Tavon Austin, who's starting to get more catches as the game goes on. touchdown. So now we're doing a quick slants play on 1st and 10. Keenum is back, and he's going to do a short pass to Jacquizz Rodgers, who is finally able to do something out in the open field after not being able to do anything rushing up to this point. Now on 2nd and goal, the Rams are going to elect to pass in case Keenum throws a costly interception to the right side. After Cortland Finnegan's good interception, the Rams were not able to capitalize with a score. So right now on 1st and 10, Tyrod Taylor is back, and he will be throwing it to the left side to another wide open receiver. This time Thompson will get it, and he will be hit out of bounds at the 31-yard line. The Ravens now make a really weird decision of trying to do no huddle even though they're only at the 31-yard line. They want to go downfield and get some points on the board and take the lead before the half. Tyrod Taylor is thrown it to the right side, and it is intercepted again by Cortland Finnegan. He's taking the ball out all the way to around the 41-yard line. We will get good starting field position at the beginning of this drive. Case Keenum is now in the shotgun. He's finding Jared Cook on the right side. After getting injured in the very first quarter of this game, Jared Cook is back, and he's already making good plays for this team. Now on 1st and 10, we have the ball on the 20-yard line with a minute left. Case Keenum is finding Tavon Austin on the right side, who fumbles the ball in a really weird animation. You guys can see that I'm showing the replay, and what happened in this play is I passed it to Tavon Austin, as you can see, and I tried doing a normal dive into the end zone, but rather than doing that, he tried doing a fancy show-off dive, and that ended up into him bumping the Ravens defender and fumbling the ball. So you can see Jacquizz Rodgers running into the end zone for a touchdown. The score will now be 21-13 after a costly decision by the Ravens to do a no huddle on our side of the field. Now on 3rd and 1, Tyrod Taylor is thrown it to the left side, and it is almost intercepted by Janoris Jenkins. That interception could have given us a 2-possession lead going into the second half of this game. Now on 4th and 1, the Ravens will be forced to punt us the ball. We have Tavon Austin back receiving the punt, and he is running to the left side with it right now. He's already past the midfield, and he gets hit out of bounds at the 36-yard line. So now the Rams offense will take the field on 1st and 10 at the 36 with 31 seconds left. Keenum is back, and he's going to throw it to Jared Cook again. Cook takes the ball, and he gets hit out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Now on 2nd and goal, we will be doing a run with Jacquizz Rodgers to the right side. Keenum snaps the ball. He gives it to Rodgers, who runs up the middle into the end zone for a touchdown. We now have a 15-point lead after being down by 6 points earlier in the game. The Rams have come back and taken the lead from the Baltimore Ravens. That will end the first half of this game. The score will be 28-13. There is John Harbaugh exiting the field. You can tell he is upset that his team lost their lead. Here are your first half stats. We only did better in score and passing yards. So even though we are winning this game, the stats show that the Ravens are actually playing better up to this point. So to start off the first half, we are giving a pass to Michael Floyd, who gets it to the 41-yard line. We are trying to increase our lead at the start of the second half. So right now at the 41-yard line, we're doing a play action with Jacquizz Rodgers, and Case Keenum gets sacked right there. That will bring us back 8 yards. So right now on 3rd and 18, Case Keenum is called for an audible. He's giving the ball to Chris Givens, who gets just a couple yards away from the first down. We will have to punt them the ball, and on 3rd and 9, Tyrod Taylor will be passing the ball. He's back, and he will throw it to the right side, and it is almost intercepted by Cortland Finnegan. That would have been his 3rd interception on the day. It also would have served as a great motivational booster for this team. Right now, on 4th and 9, they will punt us the ball. Tavon Austin is back receiving the punt, and he's running out to the left side. I had a weird glitch with the video file, so I had to fast forward just a little bit in that play. So on 1st and 10 right now, we have the ball on the 23-yard line. Finally, Jacquizz Rodgers is able to get something going, running out to the right side, and gets just about 1 yard short from the first down. Now on 3rd and 7, we're going to try to get into the end zone. We do not want to settle for a field goal in this situation, and Case Keenum gets hit again right there. We are lucky he's not getting injured with all these sacks. We're going to kick a field goal in this situation. And speaking of all the sacks, I do want to pick up some offensive linemen in free agency because I feel like we've decent offensive linemen on our team, but I do think we could do better. The only offensive lineman I feel comfortable keeping is Jake Long because he's a veteran in the league and he's a Pro Bowler. He's definitely probably one of the best players on the Rams. So on 3rd and 17, Tyrod Taylor is back. They're just trying to stay in this game at this point, and he gets a first down to Jacoby Jones. A good pass by Tyrod Taylor, and Jacoby Jones has about 100 yards receiving on the day. Now Tyrod Taylor is back, and he's finding Ray Rice across the middle, who gets a first down at the 43-yard line. The following 3 plays, the Ravens would not get anything going, so they would be forced to punt us the ball on 4th and 9. We have Tavon Austin back again, trying to bring back another great punt. He's running to the right side, cuts over to the left, and this time he actually gets stopped. He does not get much yardage there, and for the first time all day, the Ravens have stopped Tavon Austin on a punt. Now on 1st and 10, we're doing a draw play to Jacquizz Rodgers, who's playing more like himself now. He's running out to the left side. He's trying to outrun the Ravens defender. He doesn't, and he gets hit down at the 34-yard line. A good run by Jacquizz Rodgers right there, showing off his speed. Now on 3rd and 8, we're in the shotgun with Case Keenum. He is rolling rolling out to the right side, passing over to the left to Zach Stacy, who doesn't normally get playing time, but he gets his first reception in the Super Bowl. A wild play by Case Keenum right there. Now on 3rd and 10, he is back and he's throwing it across the middle to Brandon Lloyd, who gets it at the 4-yard line. So that is his first reception of the game for 17 yards. Now at the start of the 4th quarter, we are running the ball with Jacquizz Rodgers up the middle, who gets into the end zone. Touchdown Rams. The score will now be 38-13. We have blown this game open since the second half. The Ravens have not scored since the second quarter. So now on 3rd and 9, Tyrod Taylor is in the shotgun. He will roll out to the right side and throw it over to the left to Torrey Smith, who tries to spin away from a defender but gets hit down at the 39-yard line. The Ravens are trying to make a drive downfield and trying to stay in this game. They could still make a comeback, but a comeback is unlikely at this point. Tyrod Taylor is getting the ball to Dennis Pitta, who fumbles. Luckily for them, Ray Rice is there to pick up the ball. Now the Ravens have it on 3rd and 4, and time is not on their side. Taylor is finding his tight end Dixon on the left side, who runs it upfield, stiff arms the defender, and gets it all the way to the 18-yard line. The Ravens are trying to score on every drive now, because if they do not, that will be the end of this game and the Rams will win the Super Bowl. There's Dixon again with an athletic catch. He gets hit down just 3 yards short of the first down. So on 3rd and 3, Taylor is back again in the shotgun. They're doing passes all game now. He's finding Torrey Smith across the middle, who gets hit down at the 2-yard line. They will have it on 1st and goal, and they're going to try to run the ball up the middle and get a touchdown. Ray Rice gets the ball. He spins off a defender and touchdown Ravens. The score is now 20-38. Ray Rice is celebrating in the end zone. The Ravens have now lowered our lead to just 18 points, but this is the situation that the Rams want to be in. They want to be in the situation where they have to run the ball, because we know when it comes down to it, our run offense is better than their run defense. Jacquizz Rodgers is picking up 6 yards on that rush. We're just trying to run the ball downfield. A field goal or a touchdown would ice the game at this point. Rodgers is running up the middle. He maneuvers around a couple Ravens defenders for a first down. We now have the ball on the 40-yard line on 1st and 10. We're going to be doing a draw play with Jacquizz Rodgers, who runs it right up the middle, past the offensive line, and gets just 1 yard short from the first down. So we're just trying to get a field goal here and trying to waste some clock. So on 2nd and 8, we're going to be doing another run right up the middle, but Jacquizz Rodgers chooses to just take it outside. That's what he does best. He's the best at the outside runs, and he's good at making those quick time decisions. Now on 3rd and 7, we're going to try to pass the ball. Keenum is back in. He gets sacked right there. I didn't want to try throw, pass, and get an interception. So at the 37-yard line, we bring out Greg Zuerlein for a field goal. The kick is up, and it is wide left. So we do not get the score. That would have put us up by 21 and would have ended the game. Instead, the Ravens get the ball at the 44-yard line with good field position to pick at our lead. So at the 44-yard line, Tyrod Taylor is finding his wide receiver Thompson, who gets just 1 yard short of the first down marker. After the 2-minute warning, Tyrod Taylor is back at the 47-yard line. He will be throwing it to the left side to Jacoby Jones again, who gets hit down hard and is out for the rest of this game. The Ravens now have a chance to lower our lead on 3rd and 11. Tyrod Taylor is back trying to get first down, and it is intercepted by James Laurinaitis. He's going to take the ball upfield, try to bring it back for a touchdown. He is chased down by the Ravens wide receiver, and that is your Super Bowl dagger. James Laurinaitis actually gets hurt on that play, but it doesn't matter because he just made the biggest play in the Super Bowl. We just have to run the ball and waste the clock. Jacquizz Rodgers runs up the middle for a 6-yard gain. Now with 1 minute and 10 seconds left, we have the ball on 2nd and 4. We are going to run the ball with Jacquizz Rodgers outside, but trying to stay in bounds, Rodgers stops and falls to the ground. The whole Rams offense has now entered the field for the last 5 seconds of the game. 1 second, game over. The St. Louis Rams have won the Super Bowl 38-20. Since the very first episode of this series, everything we have done with the Rams has been with the goal of winning a Super Bowl, and Jeff Fisher has brought the Lombardi Trophy to St. Louis. You can see all of our players celebrating in the confetti. The Rams deserved to win this game. We outplayed the Ravens. We knew from the beginning of the game that the Ravens' goal was to stop our run offense, so we switched up our offense to suit their defense. You can see Jeff Fisher and John Harbaugh shaking hands at the end of the game. They each have won 1 Super Bowl now, and both of their teams have bright futures ahead of them. You can see James Laurinaitis putting one of the players on his shoulder, even though he got injured earlier in the game. There is Oscar Wiggles shaking hands with the Super Bowl quarterback, Case Keenum, and I think that regardless whether or not we pick up a rookie quarterback in the draft or not, we are going to keep Case Keenum on this team because he has proven that although he is not a franchise quarterback, he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. There are this year's Super Bowl losers, the Baltimore Ravens, a crushing blow for this team because if they had won this game, they could have started a dynasty for this team. Here is your GMC Never Say Never moment of the game. Jacquizz Rodgers getting the very first touchdown of the game for the St. Louis Rams. As you can see, it was a very well executed executed play by the entire team. And now you can see Tyrod Taylor moping under the confetti. I feel so bad for him. This was his chance to take the starting spot from Joe Flacco and win a Super Bowl doing it. So there was a lot of pressure on this guy to win this game. He could not come up big. And now there is John Elway presenting the Super Bowl trophy to the St. Louis Rams. You can see the Rams players celebrating with the trophy, and they earned that trophy this year. If you look on paper, we probably do not have one of the best rosters in the league, but we worked hard for that trophy, and there is Jacquizz Rodgers, probably our best pickup on the entire season, celebrating underneath the confetti. Now this is the part we have all been waiting to see: Oscar Wiggles accepting the Super Bowl trophy from John Elway and showing it to the city of St. Louis. Not many people thought Oscar Wiggles would reform the St. Louis Rams the way he did, and there's Jeff Fisher also getting some of the celebration, and Jacquizz Rodgers is your Super Bowl MVP. After not winning the league MVP earlier in the season, I think it's pretty safe to say that Jacquizz Rodgers is just as happy being the Super Bowl MVP. And this will conclude Season 1 of the St. Louis Rams Connected franchise. The Rams had a long season, but under Oscar Wiggles and Jeff Fisher, they were capable of going 13-3 in their first season, and they won the Super Bowl. So that's very good in Oscar Wiggles' first season as the owner. The only question now is if the Rams can repeat this amazing season, and that's what we are going to find out in Season 2. The next episode on this channel will be an off-season episode where we do trades and free agent pickups, and after that we will start Season 2 where we play every third game. That way we can get through the second season a little bit quicker than we got through the first one. So I hope you guys had fun watching the first season of my Rams Connected franchise. We were able to win a Super Bowl. Let's see what we can do next season. I hope you guys had a fun time watching this video. I hope you guys have a great day. God bless you guys.